What's going on, everybody? It's Mario, your resident pessimologist with the Pessimologist podcast. And today's episode is going to be called The Lori Files. As y'all are aware, there's been a lot going on with Lori. She got one ex here. She got an ex over there. You know what I mean? Everybody has opinions. So I figured it was the perfect time to go ahead and start the discussion. First off, I want to make sure to let y'all know to subscribe to the channel on YouTube. You can find it as Pessimologist Podcast. Find me on Instagram, Twitter. The name is all the same. _Pessimologist. Also, for the first 200 people to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, like my post or whatever it is, we're giving out a pair of blue tint Yeezy 350s. Yes, you heard me. Blue tint Yeezy 350s. In case you didn't know, they have not been worn. They are ready to go. The only thing is you got to be a Bigfoot brother because they're size 12. So remember, the first 200 people to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you put it in the comments so I know you did, and we'll get these blue tint Yeezys out to you, all right? But without further ado, I want to go ahead and introduce today's guest. First up is going to be all close friends of mine, but this one specifically is the queen I am of the Anything Goes podcast. What's going on?
Hey, how y'all doing? It's your girl, I Am Legend. Like you said, from Anything Goes podcast. You can catch us on all streaming platforms, YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, wherever you listen to your podcast. You better watch us. We're more comical than anything. And also, with that being said, you can also follow me. I do journey coaching on the side, and it's called The Journey of a Soul Sister. And I got my new book out. It's my autobiography. It is a series. It's called The Journey of a Soul Sister. It's on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Target, you name it. Catch me up. The links will be in the description where you can follow me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We appreciate you being here today. For y'all that don't know, Queen I Am is Goddess I Am is a very busy individual, but she took the time out to give me some, to give me a little 45-minute to an hour situation. We appreciate her. Hey, but next up on the couch, man, is my boy from way back, Khrys. What's good, my boy?
Hey, what's good, man? It's good to have you, man. Appreciate being here. My name is Khrys Young, Jackson, Mississippi, stand up, man. Just shout out my IG, kyoung.29. Just go out there and see you, support, man. Just follow, man. Nice to see you, bro.
Yes, sir. Hey, I appreciate you, my dude. Hey, last but not least, we got my boy. He is a stand-up. I ain't even gonna take his intro. Petey, Matt, what's good, bro?
Hey, what's up, man? It's your country cousin, Petey Mack, a.k.a. the local Joker, man. Hey, man, I also hail for... Hey, Young, I ain't know you from Mississippi, man. Jacktown, I'm from down on the coast. Mouseport, what's good with it, boy? Current active duty Navy. I'm stationed in Bremerton, Washington. I live in Tacoma, Washington, though. Ready for it to get warm. It's sundress season, but Washington ain't got the memo. Like you said, I do stand-up comedy. I actually gonna be busy all Juneteenth weekend. Got 2 shows out here in Tacoma, Washington. One is actually gonna be at the Washington State Museum, so on Juneteenth. So a historical day, we having comedy at the History Museum. How that go figure. I also I used to podcast. That's actually where me and Mario met. We met on a podcast I was doing. We were deployed in Africa 2019. I'm cranking them up. One is going to be, I'm going to release my first episode of it tomorrow. That's going to be Porch Talk. With it's going to be People Carving's Porch Talk. Excuse me, because, I am a country boy from Mississippi, and some of the best talks I've ever had have been sitting on in front of somebody's porch, my mama porch, my grandmama porch, my side piece porch, something like that. And another podcast I'm going to do is I've done comedy from coast to coast, hell, all around the world. I'm going to call it The Great Unknowns. I met a lot of comedians who I feel are great, but they're not like Kevin Hart. They're not like Mike Epps, the world don't know them. So that's going to be an interview series of mine. So you guys check that out. It's going to be all streaming platforms as soon as I get that up and running. But let's get to this situation we got today, baby.
Absolutely. I appreciate you, my guy. Look, for anybody who watches a podcast or for the new listeners out there, I always have a qualification round, I'll call it, for the discussions, because I don't believe in having a discussion without qualified people being added. So I'll qualify them for the conversation, meaning I'm going to let you know pretty much a little bit more about who the person is. I'll ask questions in relation to today's topic, which is the Lori Files, in relation to her relationship history. So without further ado, if y'all don't mind, can we go ahead and get this thing moving?
Yes, sir.
All right, so the qualifications, right? Since this whole thing surrounded around Lori is her relationship history with, be it Michael B. Jordan, Diddy's son, Diddy cousin, you know what I'm saying? All these people, right? I just want the people to know who they're speaking to. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with you, Matt, because I see you on my screen first. First question is, what is your relationship status? How long have you been in it?
My relationship status, I'm single, and I've been in it since I'm gonna say like by 7, because me and him rapped a little bit about it by 7 months, but even it was excuse my friend, that was on some bullshit while I was in it. So when did I meet her? Like September. So before that it was like about 2 years. So I've been like single, quote unquote, for 2 years, but like entangled or involved with somebody, it's been 7 months since I've been single.
Okay. That's a bit. So Young, you up next. What is your current relationship status, and then how long?
Married 2 years, bro.
Okay, turn up for the married gang. Yeah. Okay. I am. What is your current relationship status, and how long?
I am single.
Oh.
Single. Very single. How long have I been single, or how long have I ever been in a relationship?
How long have you been single, if that's your current status?
I have been single for 9 years.
Okay. Now look, that is definitely worthy of jumping off on a tangent for, right? Mm-hmm. So if you've been single for 9 years, that's obviously been by choice, correct?
Of course.
All right. So if you don't mind, why single for 9 years?
Okay. I was in a relationship prior to that for 11 and a half years. And I needed time to grow, right? You got to go through all stages of grief, all stages of development. And when you do a tangle back and forth with a person, you should always wait before you jump into anything else, right? Right away.
Big facts.
So for a year of that, I was like, let me make sure we really done. You know what I mean? Like, is it really the fork in it? Or we just going to be like, all right, and then get right back together. And then after that, I had to go through my little stages. I started feeling myself. I'm like, I'm the shit. Then I was an ain't shit, excuse my language for people. I don't know if I could cuss.
No, 100%.
For a while.
Yep.
You know, I was an ain't shit person for a while. I was dragging. I just didn't trust people. And then I just didn't know who I was as a person outside of being a mother and outside of being with someone for so long. That consumes your identity. So then when you start to realize who you are and start loving on yourself and being in love with yourself, because loving yourself is two different things. And being in love with yourself, I was like, all right. Now I know what I want. At first I didn't. So.
And Young, I told you, bro. When I met her, I knew off of our like first couple of conversations about like those jewels being dropped, like how you said you can look at her and tell you're gonna get certain things. Yeah. And bro, she said a couple of things that resonated with me with it, which kind of went to what we spoke to. She said, and I didn't understand until I had this conversation with my wife. And before I would have heard it, with a certain level of ignorance and may have seen it a different way. But she said she had to figure out who she was outside of her life. I mean, outside of her kids and outside of her relationship, right? So I think the ignorant me would have been like, what do you mean a life outside of your kids? Like, or find your identity outside of that. And it wasn't until I had a conversation with my wife and, got to speak to her about her more day-to-day operations. And bro, you will have no identity. Like, you can really get lost in your motherhood. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can really get lost in your fatherhood because fathers can do it too. So it's like, and I've heard her say this before, but I was just like, damn, after speaking to my wife, that's a real thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then outside of that, she said another thing, which was, after the relationship, this is vital. I need people to listen to this. She said after the relationship, before she did anything else, she gave it a year or year and a half, I believe, to give time to make sure it was over. AKA, she made sure she was ready to move forward. That is crazy, bro, because a lot of times people make decisions out of spite. They want to, you know what I'm saying? Or as soon as they're done with the relationship, they want to run to something else, or they want to, or they'll even run back to the same person, or they'll go out and start, being an ain't shit person, like she said, but she waited to find out if it was warranted. You see what I'm saying? And I could pick so many other things from what she said, but we got enough time to keep pulling. So no, that was a real good segment.
I took that to heart because I need to hear that.
No, I'm telling you, bro.
I need to know because I go from getting out then stay in ain't shit mode for like a year until I run to somebody else, and then it's hard for me to shake that ain't shit.
Bro,
So,
but ain't shitness should only last what, about 2 months, a month, 2 months?
it should, but you know me, you know me, you know how over the top I go,
that's
boy.
That's a whole nother episode, honey.
Yeah.
Honey.
But you know me for like 3 years.
Look, let's call it. We're gonna do another episode. We're gonna call it "Ain't Shitness." I'm stamping it. I'm stamping it on this episode.
I'm there for it, bro.
Because look, I'm here to tell you right now, bro. After I got out of my last long-term relationship, or my last marriage, or even, bro, here's a crazy part, and I don't want to stick too long on it because we're gonna have an episode for it. But bro, I had a level of ain't shitness in the marriage. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I had it before, I had it during, and I had it after.
So wait a minute. So this number 2 for you?
This is number 2, bro.
Did not know that.
You must.
No, we talking. No, you. I never knew you. I never knew you. I thought you had kids before you got married. I never knew that.
No, bro. Because look, and again, I want to save majority of this for our discussion. We are, but here's the thing, bro. I told myself, and this is me. I was like, whoever I have kids with, that's it for you. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is it for you, bro, and it is it for me also. Your face is it for me. I was like, I've seen a lot of, and of course, you know, in a perfect world, you know, you can stay with the person you have kids with for the rest of your life, right? But I told myself, I was like, I am not. I've seen it so much. I've seen it work, and I've seen it, you know, have kids, and the next thing you know, they're separated. And I told myself, I don't want that. Like, I've seen it so much. So I told myself, I was like, you know what, whoever I have kids with, I want them to firmly understand this is it. You see what I'm saying? And yeah. I felt like I have that. I told her, if we got to fight, we got to throw on gloves, we got to yell at each other. We can do that, but we don't need to break this thing up. You see what I'm saying? But bro, look,
bro, you a big dude, dog. I'm gonna put on gloves, like
nah, cause she gonna catch one of these. You know what I mean? I always tell her,
like, bro, you a heavyweight, and I see your wife. Your wife is like a super welterweight at the most, like.
Yeah, but I told you gonna catch these hands. You try to leave.
So like a strong.
Look, last question, right? And it's still in our qualification, right? I'm gonna start with Queen. Were you doing the breaking up in your past relationships, or were you being broken up?
It was me.
Uh-oh.
It was me, and then he left me.
Oh, okay. What about the majority of your relationships, though? Were you the one doing the breaking up?
It was me.
Oh, it was you too. Okay.
It was me.
Do you think it was all for the better of you, or for the better of both of y'all?
Now that I think about it, I would say it was for the betterment of both of us. Okay.
I'll take that. I want to save a lot of that for the ain't shitness, because it seems like maybe a sprinkle of that
shit there.
Yeah.
It was like she traded light, like, well, you know.
So
enough.
Young, I passed the same question to you, bro. Were you doing the breaking up, or were you broken up?
It's been a mix, bro. My first love relationship, like, I ain't gonna say first love, bro. First serious relationship kind of was, you know, my next, like, first love. It was her. I think the last one was like a mutual thing, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's what's up. Petey, Mack, were you doing the breaking up, or were you getting breaking up?
It's like 50-50. It's a mixed bag, dog. Like, I'll be honest, cause like, now this last one, she had called herself breaking up with me, but I was for it. I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. Go on about your business. Now, the one I had like 2 years prior before that, she did break up with me, but that shit we was doing forbidden anyway. We should have never crossed that line, so I wasn't even mad. I actually saw it coming. And now, the one I had a few years prior before that, the one who I really think God sent my way, and I fucked that all the way up, I did that because I was scared. I was 22, she was 26. I was scared, little boy. I'll admit that. Mm-hmm. So it's been me, them. But I'll admit my faults. Like, some of them, I broke it up. That was on me. Other ones that they broke it up, that was on them. Cause it was just, we were two different head spaces, or it was just like a whole bunch of shit going on behind the scenes that we just didn't want to tackle, or we didn't even have the energy to tackle.
Oh, yeah, no, that's it. That's a good point, bro. Because a lot of times people do sweep stuff under the rug for the sake of convenience. You know what I mean? I guess to answer that question, or to answer all of them for me, what is my current relationship status? How long? Everybody knows I've been married. where or have I been doing most of the breaking up I haven't broken up with? There ain't no mixed bag here. I've been broken up with for the majority of my relationship.
And why is that?
Why? Yo, fact.
What you
Why?
do?
We need to know why. Why? What is it about you?
Look, here's the thing. I'm telling you, and it's gonna come out in the ain't shit in this episode, right?
Oh, I know. That's what I'm asking.
Yes, but look, I'm gonna give you the precursor, right? So, bro,
right.
I was a manipulator. I was is it misogynist? I was.
I can see that,
Bro. I was an opportunist. I was very conniving. I would capitalize on low-hanging fruit, meaning the women, you know what I'm saying? And bro, I'm telling you, I was everything. And the crazy thing is I was great at it. You see what I mean? So
hey, let's just set that up, bro.
we're gonna say that.
Yeah,
So
we'll save the majority
save
of
that.
it. But I'm telling you, I was there, bro. You know what I mean?
Future brother right here.
So the main thing, like I said, to where this episode came about, just to bring it back in relevancy, is I'm on social media a lot. Anybody who knows me know I hate social media. I hate the way people use it, or at least, you know what I mean, like the things they do. I feel like it's so like intrusive. You know what I'm saying? People get on social. I ain't gonna say no names, but there's somebody I know, or a couple people I know, who've gotten on social media and they've had miscarriages, they've had maybe a certain death or whatever it is. Bro, that is not for public consumption. You know what I'm saying? Like, people have lost the personal nature of social media. I'm not gonna get on my soapbox, but I hate social media. But anyway, so I get on there and I see Lori Harvey, even when she was with Future or whoever else, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, it's trending. A lot of people have strong opinions about it, and I was like, you know what? I have an opinion, not one that I voice, but I was like, let's go ahead and talk about it. You know what I mean? So I recruited accordingly, and I got y'all. And next thing you know, we're here. So to go ahead and jump off the porch, right? Since I use the porch, the pun, I'm gonna go at Mac first.
I see what you did. I like what you did there. I feel bad.
So here's the first question, right? Because, you know, I just told you all what led me to this discussion. My first question is, why are people so involved in this topic? And then, meaning, why do they have such strong opinions? And then also, do you think they have strong opinions maybe because it hits home with them? Maybe they were just an option to somebody, or what?
Oh, yeah. The thing is, we live in this day and age where, I'm a quote, it's not a big quote from Wolf of Wall Street, but it's a quote I always say. The way he was talking about they were doing all that type of wild stuff, he said this wouldn't fly in the real world. He said, but who the fuck would want to live there? And that's what social media is. It's escapism. It's a way for us to escape our problems, our lives. We get on these computer screens, we get on these phones, and we just go off into a world where we can just, everything seems perfect and all that. So everybody can get on there and feel like, okay, I can escape my own thoughts worrying about Lori Harvey and whoever the flavor of the month is for her right now. And I feel like it does hit home with a lot of people, because let's be honest, a lot of people out here, a lot of females are in our generation are moving like Lori Harvey, and they are moving like how she moving, but they're getting perceived as, like, excuse my French, hoes, sluts, thoughts, or whatever the new terminology is gonna come out is hot for the day right now. They all getting a view like that, and then once they see somebody who's a celebrity, I use that term very lightly for her ass. Yes. They see somebody like that celebrity. Oh, if she doing it, she a celebrity, then it ain't that bad. And so now I ain't really that much for her. Look, Steve Harvey's daughter doing it. She jumped from man to man and da-da-da-da. So you ain't gonna sit there and call me, no, oh, she out there doing, she getting her bag. And that's exactly what I'm doing, bringing around, try to justify why they can do it. Like this, like when you get in trouble as a kid. You be like, well, you shouldn't have got them cookies. And you be like, well, you tell your sister, and my sister named Anna. Well, Anna took them. Why you say nothing to her? It's pretty much like with that, what was good for the goose, good for the gander. Almost say if that makes sense.
No, it definitely does, bro. It 100% does. And you know what you said, you said something. There's usually when people speak, I'll listen to the whole thing, but there are certain things that resonate with me. And one of the main things you spoke on is the influence of like pop culture or the celebrityism, if that's a word. People will hear that or people will see that and use it to justify their actions. You see what I'm saying? So now they want to do it. It's just like music, you know, they want the bag, they want the nails done, and they want a ninja to do this and do that and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? So it's 100% like influencing I guess the women of the world who idolize her. You know what I'm saying? So I want to follow that up with the queen, with the goddess. Why do you think so many people are involved with this whole Lori Harvey thing? And I guess the bigger question to it is, why do you think they're so affected or have such strong opinions about it?
Because it don't matter what you do, and like people always got an opinion about something.
Right.
That's one. Number two, people always think how you should live your life, or what is status quo, or what is acceptable or what's not acceptable. So I think people are just so involved because it's the hottest thing trending right now. And that's all you see on your timeline. So what you're going to do is either you're not going to comment, or you're going to read the comments, or you're going to be like, some kind of way you're going to be pulled in, even if you're not trying to be pulled in. So the reason why people are comment, because people have strong views on whatever someone is doing. So I think that's the why everyone's so invested in that situation, because it's social media, and that's a part of social media. That's what I think. But I do also want to piggyback off of what he said. When he was saying like women being influenced by her behavior, or getting the bag, or doing any of these things, you know, I always got to play devil's advocate here with a lot of different things. But you already where I'm getting ready to go with this.
Let's go.
All right. You said that they're glorifying it because basically she's like a hoe or something, right? Like it's like her behavior is not acceptable.
No, I ain't say they glorify because not acceptable. I'm just saying they have engaged in that, and then people are telling them that's hoish, that's thottish, that's sluttish. But, and you know, they down, you know, they just a regular person, but you know, you see somebody who got some status doing, you're like, oh, well, shit, it ain't that bad. If she doing it, then why should I be frowned upon for doing it? I mean, she got the bag.
But my question is, what makes it bad?
I mean, let's be honest. That's what society's norms are. Like you said, status quo. The status quo, they're going to always look at the status quo as a guideline of what is socially acceptable or not. I'm not saying it's right, and I didn't say it was right now. I wasn't defending. I'm just saying that's what they were looking at. Because now, me, honestly, I'm going to say this about, I think she put the streets. And it's not because she's 25 years old and dating, because you're figuring it out and you try to do that. My thing is, when she was dating Diddy, after she dated her son, I'm like, oh, that's street rat shit. That's street rat shit. And then you gonna get with Future, and we know how he get down. So it's like, what did you expect you getting down with this dude? And we all know the man rap about it, talk about it all the time. He flaunts the fact that he just do women dirty. So what did you expect was gonna happen then too? Like, her mama, like, you know, your mama come from like dating adult dealers. That's who she with for Steve Harvey. So you think her mama ain't schemed on how to get a bag?
Right.
So her mama schemed on how to get a bag, which I applaud her for doing it. I mean, it's like what Denzel said in Train Day. This chess, this ain't checkers.
I had no idea her mom was into the whole.
Yeah, like a notorious drug dealer from Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kingpin from Detroit. Drug kingpin from Detroit. So she ain't with Steve because he the man, and she really believe that think like a man. Bullshit. The nigga got clout and money.
First of all, let's just back this all the way up, because I know he had his questions and his stuff. So let's back it up. You saying a 25-year-old young girl is for the streets because she dated around. Nobody has real proof. These are just rumors. Let's make this clear that she dated Diddy's son when they could have just been friends. Let's make that clear, because the son never came out and said, I'm dating her. And neither did the father. 2, she should date people that's in her tax bracket. Let's go there. And RIP to Kevin Samuels. With that being said, let's make that clear. So how are you for the streets if you're 25 and you're dating and not settling? This is what you do at that age. That is what men do at that age. That is what all women technically do until they say, oh, maybe he has something. So when anybody's dating anyone, you see potential, you're an opportunist, you see this is what it is. So 9 times out of 10, the woman gonna stop whatever she was doing prior. Because let me tell you something, baby, you weren't the only one on the chopping block. You just the one that just made it because you were more beneficial. Let's make that clear. So with that being said, how you for the streets if you're dating? What's wrong with dating? You should be dating multiple people. The problem is you don't date. And that's why you end up in these type of situations. So if you're not dating, okay, yeah, I hear what he's saying. All of us women at one point in time, or even men, think we could change a person, right? I'll never do you like them. I never, because look where you come from. Look what you got going on. You don't know what Future said. Future Scorpio, so I know he can talk. Hello, that's my brother. With that being said, you don't know what really transpired. So I tell people all the time, we going off of what they put out there. Yeah, Future rap about it, but it sells records. He also said he don't sip codeine. He just raps about it. But he also tell these women he ain't looking for nothing serious, but he wifed her up for a while and she left him. So obviously we need to think, we gotta really like understand you can't say somebody for the streets because they're dating. That's what you should do. That would save you loveless relationships, trauma bonding, issues, cheating, dates. Figure out what you like, right?
Yeah, you got a point.
Yeah,
Just
big
going
fact.
on just a few points that you said. You're right. Between age 25, 30, you know, dating phase, that's you right. You're exactly around that. That's usually what the majority of people do. I think where people become so vested into the scenario is when you look at who you're dating. I'm not going to talk to Satan's viewpoint, you know, goddess, and I'm not going to go back and we not really working out a little bit. I start talking to your mother. Like that's just it's like it's guideline, you know what I'm saying? It's certain things like morals and stuff into the whole dating scene. I think that's when the term goes around, you know what I'm saying? You start getting hit with these certain labels, you know what I'm saying? So just like, don't get me wrong, it happens here and there, but it's very rare that happens. And you immediately go to people who, at the time when you start talking to these certain people, don't get me wrong, Diddy's son don't really count. Diddy still kind of don't make it, but he's just a big name historically. You know, he's still a legend in the game in a way for what he's done. But then you hit Future, who's at the hottest thing going in his career. You get what I'm saying? Then to follow up, all right, you and Future break up, and then you hit Michael B. Jordan, who's the hottest thing. Black Panther, you know, Black Panther just came out. He's making a name for himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's major. So I think that's where it really came in. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the name came in start, not at the end of it. You get what I'm saying? That's when you start getting those labels once you start talking to like people like Future and stuff like that, because you know what was coming.
But I feel like, you know, they're in her tax bracket. So I'm just going to say that one more time.
Oh, no, you should always date somebody in your tax bracket.
That, I'm telling you, that's her tax bracket. So she's going to date for what she's used to, right? What you're accustomed to. I'm not dealing with nobody who don't have the money. But let's think about it. Lori Harvey has also been featured in plenty of rapper songs. She's a beautiful young woman. She's gorgeous, hands down. And she's like one of the hottest things on the chopper block when it comes to the men. So why is it so bad? Because she chooses these ones. Okay, I'm gonna deal with this one, because they kind of hot. And we all know Diddy, he love young girls. That's just
so else it is.
Clear.
Is she hot or are they hot?
So what's the problem?
Else it is she hot or are they hot?
I think they both hot. In my opinion, they both hot.
Like
She's desirable. She's in a lot of rapper songs. We can run them down. I know a couple of them. My husband Meek Mills. I mean, I'm just saying we ain't married, but he know what's up. Like, we could just use him for an example. So obviously you hot enough to be in these rapper songs. You hot enough for people to keep checking for you. You hot enough. She just ain't walk up to Michael B. Jordan and say, let's be together today.
She could do that.
She could have.
But I doubt it. But exactly.
Just
so
saying.
who's really hot?
Superhead was
They
a lot of
both
people's
hot.
video.
Yeah, and we all know Superhead wrote a book about her
But we
shit.
know what Superhead was doing. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. She's only confirmed really 2 relationships, and that's Michael B. Jordan. Well, she did the other guy that was like a, what was he, like a
The soccer player over there? Yeah, that was a bitch.
right?
Hey, y'all heard about her?
So,
Y'all heard about her and Jack Harlow?
So
No,
3.
did not.
Yeah.
Go ahead, got it.
3 that's confirmed. Everybody else is speculated. Everybody else is rumor. And if you ask me, every last one of them niggas are different. Excuse me, men are different. They just got the bag, but they're all different personalities, all different type of men. So to me, that's looking like I'm dating in my tax bracket, but they all different, and I'm trying to see what I like.
So look,
How do you know it's a tax bracket? I'm sorry to cut you off. When
First of all,
you're just Steve Harvey's daughter, what have you done? You looking at Diddy, rap legend. You looking at somebody that put Biggie Smalls on. We talking about Future. Club Banger King, bro. That's all he doing at the time. We talking about Michael B. Jordan, who's been hot since 2013 when Fruitvale Station came out. And he's made hit after hit until he got like, and at the time you start talking to him, it's Black Panther's out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't beat that time. You know what I'm saying? So how's that?
So I'm glad you.
He's only worth $1 million now. They worth multi-million.
It's fine, but I'm glad you said that, right? So when has it ever been what a woman has done? Because I see men go over to the Dominican Republic and pay somebody who's completely homeless, marry them, and bring them over here. Let's make that clear, right? So when have y'all men have ever been looking to see what the bag that she got? But technically, they close to her tax bracket. You come from a kingpin father and a mother who know how to get that bag. Let's make that clear, whether it was legal or illegal. Number two, I'm just saying, number two, she has her own skin line. She has her own hairline, which is worth millions of dollars. Do your homework. You can Google her. She's also a model, a fashionista, and the people that follow her Instagram page her. So honey gets her own bag. So what's wrong with dating men who get their own bag? And I'm hot and I look good. I have the choice to be picky. Just how men, y'all have the choice to be picky. So what's the problem?
Okay. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna table that one, and I'm gonna go and let Pessimologist ask a question.
Go on.
Look,
all right, I'm gonna table that one because I got an answer, but I'm gonna let him answer his question.
So look, so for me to answer, right? We were on why. Hold on. Damn, I almost feel like I forgot what question. Did we finish the why have some people going so crazy over this? Is that what the question was?
That was the question. We just on number one.
Yo, we ain't even leave the first question.
We just on number one, dog.
We on one.
So check me out. I guess to answer the question, right? I think is God has had a lot of well, really, she just hit one point that goes straight to it. People want to be involved so much, right? Petey Mack said it too. He was just like, people want to use social media as a means to escape what they're actually dealing with, so they get so tied up in other people's affairs. So I think this is just people worrying, and I'm speaking to the strong opinion people, not just the ones who have an opinion. You know what I mean? Like, if I were to run up to Young and be like, "Hey, bro, what you think about this?" and he tells me, that's different versus the people I've been seeing people on Facebook posting. Oh snap! I don't unplug.
Lord have mercy.
My bad. I'm talking about the people who are, I've seen people on Facebook, I'm talking about aggressively posting, oh, men just hate to see women, yada, 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 and all this other stuff. Is not even that real. And the crazy part about it is that is a perfect segue into the next question. Is I've seen some women, and I'm not saying, I'm not going to protect myself by doing that. Anyway, I've seen some women who have turned this into a men versus woman, or, you know what I'm saying, being like it's an attack. Why do you think, I'm gonna start back with you, Queen. Why do you think there are, and I'm talking about the women I've seen, why do you think they are trying to turn this into a men versus women thing?
I was muted, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because it already is. Because immediately, soon as the news broke, she was trashed.
So
immediately.
But before you continue, right? Do you believe that is true? There is a men versus women thing right now?
Yes. So, I've been on so many topics, so many people talking and conversing with so many different type of men. And you know, I'm more time as always the female in the room. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So here's the thing, right? And I want you to go, but for one, I think if there is a thing, not the people who think it, I think the men versus women thing is childish. Yes. I think it is completely unnecessary for there to be a concept of men versus women, let alone black men versus black women. Mm-hmm. I think is completely ridiculous, right? Because we're all in the same fight, but we have different struggles within that fight. So I'm 100% aware, right? But I've been having a hard time figuring out where this has came from, who's giving it legs. I do not entertain it. I will never sit here and say, oh, it's a men versus women thing. So when I hear people, and it's going to go into another topic, when it goes into the whole black men don't protect black women thing, I hate that also. You know what I mean? And I try not to use hate much, but I hate that. So
I hate it. No, you won't say I hate that.
I hate it.
I do not like it. So it's like, Goddess, go ahead and speak on why you do believe there is a men versus women thing. And you can even speak on maybe why you believe that the women I've seen, or why maybe some women you've seen, have turned this into a men versus women thing.
So like I said in the beginning, as soon as the news broke, she was already being trashed. So you're going to have women that's going to jump to her defense immediately. Check this out. Y'all mad because now she doing them how he said, I forgot his name, oh my gosh. He said, you know, she's moving like a man, what she is doing. So that first and foremost is like, why are you upset because she's moving like that? But that's really dating. That's what people really do. So, and I also know the reason why I know that it's a men versus women is because of the conversations in the rooms I enter.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, like, are they speaking in terms of like, oh, women are always doing this and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, if it wasn't for women, is it destructive like that? Like,
it's both. It's both. It's even men. It's even men. Sometimes when you in a room with a man, they always want to say they got the biggest balls. And I'm like, hey, I'm pretty sure me and you sit down and start talking, mines are bigger. You know, type of thing like that. Because sometimes it just happens. It's just like an authority thing, a conversation that happens. You have certain women who have insecurities, or they feel like they always got to be on the protective mode type of thing. Like, oh, you don't understand, because we always talk to listen to respond. We never talk to really figure out how we can move forward and fully understand a different person's point of view. So that's when that comes in. Every time.
And again, I'm gonna label that childish and immature of any, like, even for the men who do that, it's all ego driven, it's all pride driven, which is very childish. And if I'm talking to you, yes, I'm calling you childish, whoever that is. But I also want to bring up, because I had this talk with my sister-in-law. She spoke on don't let me draw a blank right now. Oh yeah, so it goes hand in hand. We had a conversation about the whole men hating women. She said, she was like, man, men hate women so much. And I want to go to you, Young, after I drop this, right? I had a conversation with her, and I'm like, y'all know I'm big on definitions. Anybody listen to the podcast, I'm big on definition and clarity. If you say, and it's another concept, so let's cover them, right? There's black men don't protect black women. It's men versus women. And then also this last one is men hate women, right? So I think that last one is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. Let's group those three in there, right? So, and this is what I want you to piggyback on, Young. I told her, think of something you hate. Like, let's say me, I hate being asked repeated questions nonstop. So let's say I'm in an argument with my wife, right? And then she's like, Mario, why'd you do that? Man, I don't know, my bad. So you thought it was okay to do that? So why would you lost me. You got two questions and you lost me. I hate that. So what does that mean? I'm not going to allow it to continue. If I say I hate riding bikes, I am going to avoid riding bikes at all costs. I think it is dumb for a woman to say, or anybody to say, men hate women if you would still live with one, procreate with one, and pursue them sexually, you know what I mean, as far as being attracted to them. So that's a conversation we had. Young, you can speak on that, and then also speak on why you feel some women have turned this situation into a men versus women thing.
I think the men versus women thing is all, like, it's been there before this actually happened. You know what I'm saying? With this whole new, with the entire feminist movement that's been going on now. And I heard somebody said, I can't remember who said it, man. And it was like, you know, it's not that we don't hate women. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like, you know, some women, like with the feminist movement, feel like men are trying to put them down. And that's why it's a men versus women thing. I don't think a lot of guys really feel like putting women down. Because at the end of the day, we, like you say, we fighting the same fight. If we not at the top, we right here together when it comes down to the middle. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't be against one another. You know what I'm saying? So it's a teamwork aspect. And the just hating women and like why they put her where she is now, and they're so vested into this. I think they made it that just because they just sat at home and had nothing else to do. Honestly, like I'm gonna be real. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, you know, Goddess made a good point when she said, you know, she's moving like a man. And let's just be real. Like, I don't know about y'all. Like, I had some dog ears. You know what I'm saying?
Sure
like,
did.
And outside of dog years, when I started dating, I'm gonna say it like a pastor say, dating with purpose. You know what I'm saying? You start looking for what you're looking for. And maybe she wasn't at that point, and they made a him versus her thing. He was at that point. Suppose they got a source saying that he was ready to move on, take it to the next level. She wasn't. So it is what it is. And I think people sat at home. They was like, you know what? She's not on his level. So he did it right. She chose to leave him. Why she waste his time, or why he waste her? Like they kind of immediately made her the villain in the situation. So I'm kind of on both sides of the ballgame because I was at that same point. I was dating with purpose, trying to find who I want, and if it didn't work out, I was on to the next one. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. I hate that men versus women thing. I hate that black men don't protect black women. And I mean, like I say, maybe one day she's just not ready. That's just where I'm at on it.
And I'm, my 2 cents on it. I'm willing. Like I actually, I was about to answer a question that's coming up, but anyway, I don't think she should get any of those labels. You know what I mean? For what she's doing. Me personally, I try not to be too vested in other people's business. You see what I'm saying? Unless it directly affects me. So no, I completely feel you, bro, especially being able to see it from both sides of the fence. I think it less muddies the water when you have objective people that can speak on the topic without personally involving themselves. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You're right about that.
So Mac, I want to toss a different part of the question to you, right?
All right.
When they say, or when they, meaning the people who subscribe to the whole black men don't protect black women, what do you think they're talking? What do you think the women? Because it's not a man. Well, it's probably some men that'll say, "Oh, we don't protect them," or whatever. What do you think people mean by black men do not protect black women?
Well, they saying that because they just think. Well, this is what really, and I'm gonna use Michael B. Jordan in Pacific for this, because before, not Pacific, specific shit, for this. Before he dated her, he was notorious for dating white women. Mm-hmm. So the sisters are already mad about this. So I think they're kind of happy that Lori did him. I mean, just said, nah, I'm on to the next one. I ain't worried about this no more, because my mama told me this. She said, number one, just kick in the ass for a black woman is for you to leave her for a white woman. Mm-hmm. So I think like some women, some sisters out there, they just happy like, you did us all dirty with them white women for all them years. Now you got with a sister, she did you not. It staying, don't it? Cause I had one friend of mine. So that a lot of people thought like I guess he had his feel of white women. I guess they think he was getting what a quote unquote settle. Mm-hmm. And I guess that's what a lot of women would think. Oh, you just want to be with us to settle. Now that you 30-some years old, you stable, you want to settle with us, but you was in your prime and you was a raging bull. You want to give all that best energy to them white girls. So I guess they feel like they might not be the cream of the crop in a black man's eyes. They're like, oh, you don't really care about us. You just want us on your arm. Just say you got something on your arm. Because I even had a friend of mine say this, and I thought it was stupid as hell for her to say this. She's like, she thought that he was getting with Lori Harvey, who was black woman, because a black man who been with white women for a bunch of time get with a black woman, that's him covering up the fact that he might be homosexual.
Oh wow, yeah, that was a big,
yeah. I said that's a fucking stretch.
There it is, yeah,
that's a stretch. I said, now you thinking he might be selling for a sister? I don't agree with that argument, but I get it. But thinking he like penis, because I like, no, you just mad, you just pissed off. That's just you being an angry sister who pissed off the fact this man is like white women. That's all that is. Because I don't know how that connotation between that and getting with Lori Harvey to cover the fact you like, where'd it come from?
Now, yeah, here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you where I thought you were going. My wife heard something that said it was some Hollywood insider who allegedly said that they only got together to mend their image, right? So they said Michael B. Jordan was doing it for the sake of, she's a big name, she looks how she looks. Yeah. They said he was doing it to get that white girl, that snow bunny off of him, you know what I mean, by dating a prominent black woman. And they said she was doing it to improve her image as far as being bounced around a lot. Now, I mean,
I keep saying like,
prominent black woman, he might as well go get Whoopi. Like, I mean, he want to get a prominent black
woman. Well, hold on. All right.
No shots against Whoopi.
That's the queen, man.
So look, prominent. All right. So prominent. So a popping a relevant right now,
trendy. Somebody else trending.
A trending black woman. So she's black. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the Hollywood Insider said, right? And they said it was for her to cover up the fact that, or not cover up the fact, but mend the fact that she's been with this person or been with this person. Really 3 bounces, like God has said, as far as verified that she is actually, you know what I mean, came out and what's the word you said? God is, what was that word? That she's actually verified.
Dated, that she verified that she was with.
There we go.
Only
verified
3.
that she was actually with. There's 3, but nonetheless, you know, in what is it? Court of public opinion, what everybody sees a visual. She's been with this person. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. But I want to go back to you on that question because I wanted that last piece. I wanted you to respond to that. As far as what do people mean when they say Black men do not protect Black women? Like I said, I don't like it. I don't like that it's a thing. But I wanted to know from you, what do you think? What does that mean?
The thing is supposed to be, they feel like we just with sisters until we get we get to where let me just say that I'm trying to be adult, but till we get popping, then we gonna leave with somebody exotic, like somebody Latin, somebody white, somebody Asian. It's because it happened a lot, but I just like, no, that man, he didn't just leave you for another woman, he just left you for another woman. I mean, and then my thing is, personally, I don't think white women that attractive. So if I would leave my woman I'm with, I'm leaving her for another black woman or a Latin woman, because I ain't gonna lie, black and Latin women, that's me. If I was to leave my woman, but you know, it's a lot of women out there that's hurting you, and when you walk in a situation like, I've been down this road before. Hell, I'm a man and I do the same thing. I'll be like, been down this road before, seen this before. I'm not going down it again. So you know, it come from trauma. They've been hurt before, and it's been conditioned in their mind. And that's just not just women, that's humans in general.
So to answer your question, what I'll say is what I think and what I believe in some cases is because it doesn't happen in some cases. You'll see it in different instances. The first thing we always want to do is attack each other. Like, that's the first thing. So you're attacking me instead of figuring out what is happening. That's not protecting me. You trashing my name and thinking I'm a hoe. That's not protecting me. That's trashing me. We're in the same fight. We're in the same arena. But the first thing you want to come out your mouth and say to me is I'm a hoe. And you don't even know the full story. So no, you did not protect me as a woman, as a Black woman. That's like me saying the same thing about a Black man. You ain't shit. Or why you can't see your kids? And the first thing I'm thinking, what you do wrong? You know what I mean? You and y'all broke up. What did you do wrong? And then I'm immediately attacking you as a man. That's not me protecting you. That's automatically thinking that you're at fault. So no, Black men do not protect Black women all the time. And neither do Black women sit there and support and listen to men. There's so many incidents. We've done it. We've all done it at one point in time. So yes, we hate it, but sometimes you need to hate things so you can shine a light on it. In my opinion.
Well, why? I mean, here's the thing. You saying we shot Lotto, but everybody been recognized.
Matt, hold on one second, Matt. Hold on. No, you're good, right? I just didn't want to leave that. Because there was something there, right? The big problem, bro, is the concept of Black men not protecting Black women, right? And even though there's some relevance that Goddess was saying, she gives me a renewed, I guess I can say, vision on the concept, because it's a joint thing. We do not, in a lot of instances, protect their image or protect them, and then guess what? They don't do the same thing with us, bro. So it's a community issue. You see what I'm saying? And there's nothing we don't know, but I love how she brings light to it. In that situation, as minuscule as it may seem, bro, we are not protecting her image. And by we, I mean any Black men that choose to get online and say she's a hoe, or to say she's for the streets, right? Because if we say, yo, Mac, she's for the streets, bro, that means she's a hoe. That means she be getting around. I mean, I can have her, you can have her, Young can have her. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel that, right? So I would be contributing to the degradation of her and of her image, which so happens to be a Black woman. But guess what, bro? She threw an amazing point, and it hit home because I've seen it. And I have relatives who have been victims, cousins, brothers, you name it, right? When she said, if a dude does not have custody of his children, Petey, man, a Black woman that will come along and say, what did you do? you did not protect my image or my character. You did not look after my character to assume that it's not just me. Because there are plenty of situations where the man ain't got nothing to do with it. You see what I'm saying? He got an ain't shit baby mama that's out here, you know what I'm saying, stopping him from seeing his kids. So it's a community issue. You see what I'm saying? And I knew I didn't like the concept of black men not protecting black women because it's a one direction. You see what I'm saying? It's a one lane highway. But when you turn the mirror on it like the guys did, you see, bro, it's a bigger issue that light needs to be shined upon so we can fix it, bro. Whenever I learned when you take tests, when you do multiple choice answers, if you hear any definitive words, always, never, or things like that, the answer is usually wrong. The answer is usually wrong. And when you hear black men don't, that is a definitive. And it's not a we, it said black men and black women. So I appreciate you bringing light to that, guys. But Mac, if you wanted to add anything, go ahead to that.
No, I wanted to ask, because when she was saying, I was like, but this is what I don't understand. Cause like we said, it's known that there's this thing. I said, what I don't understand, if we as a people are aware that, why are we not trying to like vigorously do anything to fix it?
Bro, it's conditioned.
This goes back to that whole systematic thing that we got. These years and years of stuff being ingrained. Like I remember, I think I made a post. Rodriguez might have seen on Facebook. I know he ain't been on Facebook. You know, I think I made a post. I was like, the stop snitching movement was one of the worst things that happened to the black community. You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes down to it, bro, it's throughout the years, bro, we taught certain things, man, and not saying that they right. This whole keep it real, like you not real because you're doing this, man. I just heard a dude say on another podcast not too long ago. He was like, I'm real because I'm not messing up my community. You know what I'm saying? I'm not real because I choose to call the police on the dude selling dope on my corner. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not real because of it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not, I'm doing stuff to build up because I work a 9 to 5. I'm not here, bumping trap music down the street, selling dope all day. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. You know what I'm saying? But going, I kind of go off topic a little bit, but going back on what she said, black women, black men, black men, like he said, it's a mutual thing, bro. They do stuff to us and we do stuff to them, and we got to find a way to stop that. You get what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of things we may not realize it. It's because our households, the way our upbringings were so different. You know what I'm saying? You might come from majority of us come from a female household, dominant household. Our mom was the majority of the person that ran the household. That was the only person that was there, or grandmother or something that answered, unless we had grandparents. So that being said, you didn't have a male figure to show you, from the older generation, talking about like great grandparents, like 30s, 40s, who were actually men's men, and these women had a submissive role in a way. I hate to be submissive, as I see it.
No, you fine. Don't bother me.
Who kind of played a submissive role. You know what I'm saying? You have this is those years of that happening, bro. Since we don't say the 50s, 60s, where men were like men, and women were kind of submissive in a way. Now they're a more dominant thing. And like I said, I hate to blame, I don't want to say the feminist movement, but women have had to take this masculine role and have to be like, you know what, we're going to do it ourselves. And fuck y'all, we don't need y'all. You know what I'm saying? And dudes would be like, well, fuck y'all, we'll go do what we want to do. And we'll just go get us a white woman because we ain't got to hear this fucking lip in certain ways. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a way, man. Don't get me wrong. I love black women attitudes. I like the way they aura, they wrap women around. I don't see myself with nothing but a black woman. You know what I'm saying?
No, big facts, bro. Big facts. And it's very true. And again, things that we said, I catch it and it speaks to me, bro. I think I'm gonna take the think out of it. Those are weaker men who would look at a black woman and say, she got attitude. I don't want to deal with that attitude.
Fact.
It's not, bro, what it is not attitude. It starts with an A and it's called accountability.
Accountability. Fact.
Is exactly what it is.
Fact.
You see what I'm saying, bro? Look, and people take that word submissive, and I mean, you use it in the right context, but people will take that word submissive and think that our black women, our Latin women are supposed to hear us speak and have no opinion. That's not how it works, bro. We need a strong partner. When they say our better half, Bro, that's it, bro, because my ailments you're supposed to come in and fill. And if you can't do that, then I chose wrong. You see what I'm saying? And if you notice that I'm not, fixing your ailments or balancing you out, you chose wrong also. You see what I'm saying? So
and I don't even know where they get that thing that black women are the only women that have attitudes anyway, because I didn't, in my time, especially in the Navy, I didn't met a gang of white women whose attitudes are way worse. And it's like, I hate that. And I actually had to tell one at work, because she was going around telling people, she had one of my boys say, she think you don't like. I said, I ain't no think, I don't like that motherfucker. And you can run and tell her I said that.
Nah, bro. Attitude is not synonymous with black women, or attitude is not synonymous with Latin women. You know what I'm saying? It's just people just automatically associated with us because of our I guess I could use prominent nature, like our more what's the word, like our affluent nature and backgrounds. Like, you know what I mean? We're a lot, when we walk in a room, we demand a certain presence. You see what I'm saying? Right. Even if we don't try to. So a lot of people are intimidated by that, which they end up throwing the word aggression. You know what I'm saying?
Here we go, bro. I'm gonna go back to a memory. I know me and Rodriguez might have the same memory. You remember when Medina and them threw them bags down the hallway?
Yes.
So you get what I'm saying? They thought these girls coming from New York, they have this certain type of nature, it wasn't an attitude. First, okay, I get it. We told you, look, we need y'all to clean up. Y'all messy. We're not gonna take this dirtiness. So they slung some bags down the hallway. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, if y'all not gonna clean, y'all gotta get out of here. They just hold it, like you say, accountability, bro. Uh-huh. And when it comes down for male accountability, we talking about weaker men. I hate to say it, this is where we are dealing with the product of living up in a female-only household in a way, being that men, your mom has always been this nurturer. She's not gonna hold you to that same, esteem 100% as your great grandfather would in a way. You know what I'm saying? You mess up, she gonna hold your hand and help you keep coming. So now these same weak ass men who mom been doing that, some guys, a girl may have grew up around her grandfather and seen like what true accountability is. And this is how you supposed to act. They're holding you to that standard that they actually seen in a way. Or, they might have been raised in that type of way. Us being down south is a whole lot different, bro. So, it's a lot of, family time around here. So when you meet certain people who grew up with a mom, a two-parent household, a grandparent, matriarch family, the guys carry this stuff totally different, bro. Because they know what they seen how their grandfather took care of the house. Don't get me wrong, you can get some bad lessons because granddaddy might have had a family cross town. You feel me? Granddaddy might have about 2-3 of them crossed up. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, when it came down to that household where you was raised, that granddaddy took care of what was going on because Big Mama made sure, hey, look, I don't care what you do over there. Over here is what we gotta deal. Like this, long as this taken care of, go on do what you want to do over there, marriage, school, or whoever. You feel me?
Hey, big facts, Young. Because and I don't want to stay on it, right? But big facts. I've spoken to a lot of OGs who have told me that story. First off, any young men out there listening to the podcast, listen to your OGs. You may not have to apply what they tell you, but listen to them. But I've heard that all the time. Even if they do got that house across down the street, they take care of theirs. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of those like pieces of the rhetoric or logic they had needs to be adhered to, because not adding the whole family down the street, but always taking care of your house. I think that's a real big thing to add. But this question, I kind of wanted to, it's in the middle, obviously, of this episode, but I wanted to throw it out there. And this one is pretty much a straight shot answer. It's a yes or no. And then I might add the second piece to it. But Matt, question for you, bro. Is Lori Harvey doing anything wrong? Yes or no?
Only thing I say is yes. Because I'm gonna say yes. That's just me.
There we go. Young, is Lori Harvey doing anything wrong? Yes or no?
Nah, man, I don't think she is, bro.
Goddess, is Lori Harvey doing anything wrong?
No.
All right. I asked myself the question and I answer. I do not think she's doing anything wrong. For one, I'm not that deep invested into it. You see what I'm saying? And the only reason I asked that question is because I want to bring all the listeners back, right, to our central point that even though we have our opinions and we do have differing opinions, which is cool, we are all in agreement that what she is doing is dating. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like we understand that. I mean, yeah, differing opinions, you know what I mean, will prevail. However, all she's doing is dating, right? And that's the second part I put, dating multiple guys and then moving on quickly after. Because what was the break between, who did she date before Michael B. Jordan? Was it the soccer player?
Future.
It was Future?
Future was before.
It was Future.
Okay, so it was Future. Okay. So, I mean, I guess you would imagine going from Future to Michael B. Jordan, you know, you would give it some time, I guess, and let it air out, right? You know what I mean? So I think that's why people may be giving her that title, which leads me to my next question, right? And I want to start with Young on this one. How soon is too soon to move on from a relationship?
Oh boy, I hate you asking me that question, man. Nah, man, for real. I think it come down really to how serious the relationship was, bro. Like I said, when you asked me earlier, you know, what made me qualify for this, this conversation was I was in, like I said, I had a serious relationship, then I had my first love, bro. So once I had that first love, man, it was a 6-year gap. It was a 5-year gap because I was that messed up. She left me first, like she left me, but I was really messed up before. You know what I'm saying? So I had 5 years of dog years, and if I had been on camera, had been a celebrity, you know, kid or just celebrity period, I would have been right there with Lori Harvey. They would have seen what I was out there doing. You know what I'm saying?
Turn up.
So I think it depends on a serious relationship. You in a serious relationship, like possibly thinking about getting engaged or married or whatever at the time, it could take years, bro. But if you just in like these quick little snafus, dating around, see what's going on, it might not work, you know, 5, 6, 9 months, maybe a year. Man, it could take a couple months and you on to the next. It depends.
Okay. I can take that one. And you know what? This answer, I mean, this question, I feel is really tailored towards the goddess because she said something, if y'all remember in the beginning, in relation to moving on. So I want to finish with you on this one, goddess, but I want to ask Mac, bro, how soon, because that's another part she's getting flack for, meaning Lori, is the fact that she'll date one person and then she'll move to the next one. So you're right when you're getting over the fact that she dated Future, next thing you know, here comes Michael B. Jordan. So I ask you, Petey Mac, how soon is too soon to move on?
That depends on the person, their mental state. I mean, depends on how you heal and stuff like that. Like me, like how Young was talking about, we was rapping before this. I had a relationship like I told you back when I first got it, like September. It was like starting out like that, but you know, I realized I'm 32 at the time, I'm 33 now. I'm like, look, I need to sit down somewhere. However, old girl had an agenda on her own. She wanted her a military man. She was like, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and lock him down and get this BAH and this TRICARE. I told her straight off Jump Street when I started seeing the pattern, like, oh, I'm getting out the Navy in 18 months. She still just thought she could be until we had a fight. And I'm been to my boy, and somehow somebody she know overheard it, and she realized her plans for naught. We broke it off. You know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, she married to some nigga in the Army. So I had, like me, it took me like about a couple months, and I was back out. It took me like a couple months to like sit there and reevaluate, recognize what it was. I was back out there in the streets. I ain't gonna lie. I be for the streets sometimes. Sometimes I hit the streets.
Mac, let me ask you this question.
I hit the streets.
You said something that made me want to ask you this question, right? So does it depend on how the relationship ends that determines how quick you get back out there? Let me add clarity, right? So let's say you get cheated on. Does that mean you get back out to the street quicker? If the relationship ended amicably, does that mean you take a longer time to get out because it ended smooth? What do you?
Well, I can't be nobody. For me,
yes,
I've never had an amicable breakup. It's either I don't want to fuck with you no more, you don't want to fuck with me. Now, if it's like that, I get cheated on, you want to be with me, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go back out there and show you what I can do. It don't mean I'm right for doing that. It's toxic as hell. I admit that. I got some accountability. I'm toxic as hell sometimes. I'm going to be like, oh, you think the show going to stop? I got something for your ass. Because I'm going to be honest with you. This happened. I ain't going to lie. You know who I am. You know, I'm going to keep it a buck. When I broke up with old girl, a week or two later, I smashed a friend.
So now look, was that an effort that you deliberately made to go hit her friend in retaliation towards?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with her. Her friend kept trying to bring it to me. And I kept seeing what was going on. I'm like, why you keep coming back reporting and I said, oh, you want to give me some. And you know, I'm being evil. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be on some scumbag shit. And I did that. But I was not in pursuit of, like, I ain't say I went out my way to go get a friend. It just came to me. And like I said, am I still ain't shit for it? Of course.
And you just allowed it to happen for the sake of
allowed it to happen. I mean, they don't allow it to happen. I'm a grown ass man. I could have stopped it. They don't allow.
I'm saying like you were like, you know what? It's there. I don't mess with you like that.
I'm a scumbag, but I ain't no scumbag. Like, I'm gonna get your friend. Mm-hmm. It just happened. The friend I saw, the friend was just like, oh, I see what's going on right here. Okay. So then, because I got personal satisfaction out of this, seeing them two walk into the bar together, and I'm chuckling.
Oh, because you already know what time it is.
Yeah, because I already knew. Like I said, some females don't even know that she don't even know that I done knocked their ass. And me and her looking at each other, and we on some dirtbag shit.
Nah, I feel you.
Yeah, so that's just me. I mean, you want me to be honest?
It is. I mean, because remember that makes the conversation as being honest. You know, I dug into it because I wanted to get the answer. But so lastly, I want to remind everybody and all the viewers of the question, because I want to ask because I felt she is highly qualified for this question, especially being her answer earlier, right? So the question is, how soon is what am I reading? How soon is too soon to move on? And the reason why I asked this question is because that's part of the flack that Lori is getting, because she'll be with one person and then before the ink dries on that one, she has another situation. So I ask you, how soon is too soon to move on?
Well, I agree with Young. Like you said, it depends on how serious the relationship is. And she's young. And maybe they was in love, heartbroken, whatever. I don't think her and Future was in love. I think they were just infatuated with each other. It was just, all right, let me see, I got this bad boy. Maybe I could change him. Maybe not, type of thing, right? So for me, I would say, if you had to put a time stamp on it, like moving on, and we're saying dating, not moving on and you being ain't shit and dogging. When you say moving on and really pursuing another relationship, when you are done healing. And I mean, not just what the person is doing, not being triggered by certain things, analyzing where you went wrong in it, because in every situation, every conversation, anything that happens, both people play a part, regardless. So you got to look at what you've done and what you could do better as an individual, and know that these things aren't triggers for you anymore, and it doesn't set you down a spiral path. That's my opinion. So whenever you seek help and able to move forward, then go on. And it depends on how long the relationship is. I do not believe if you've been in a relationship with somebody for 2 to 3 years, you just straight jump into a relationship tomorrow. I don't think you should do that, but people do.
All the time.
Just piggybacking on what she said a little bit, like you said, just going into it's about, like, I think this is what helps sped my opinion on what helped speed this whole label giving of her up was, like you say, she had Diddy, his son, and then she started dating that soccer player who's made, I don't think he was at the time, he was kind of hot for what he was doing, but they were like, supposedly both came out saying this was a serious relationship. So this being serious, him possibly thinking about getting married, they break up, and then you immediately jump like a couple months later to being with Future was like a huge jump, bro. That's like, could you see that? Like, just as an example, could you see Sierra being this mother of who she is right now? And immediately, like, soon as if she was to leave Russell Wilson, and in 5 months she jumps to, I don't know who's on top, fucking Patrick Mahomes. I know he's married, but Patrick Mahomes, like, yo, the society's gonna like you wilding right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you left this guy, which the soccer player was supposed to be a good guy, supposedly. But you left this good guy, Russell, and you went to somebody like Petey Mahomes just because, like, what are you on right now? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, again, so Young. Oh, no, go ahead, Queen. Go ahead.
No, again, them being young. And they may have said it was serious, but to what level of serious?
I think he was buying a ring.
He was buying a ring. However, she could be serious in love, but probably not ready for that. So when certain people, they not ready for things. I don't agree with women also putting that on men. When they not ready, they not ready. Because if a man ready to marry you, you ain't got to question. You ain't got to put no timeline on it. You ain't got to say he gonna go and he gonna marry you. Now, if you sitting up there pressing him, he be like, you know what? We've been together for a while. I guess I should do it. Out of obligation. We do have this. Then y'all go through some bullshit. If a man wants to marry you, this is my opinion. I don't have a penis. I'm not a man, but I've been around enough men, and I got a hella friends that are married. So, and I done heard what they done said, and we done had conversations. If a man is ready to marry you and he loves you, he gonna put that ring on you. You ain't gotta press him.
Almost definitely.
You ain't gotta press him. So for her, he was about to buy a ring. That probably scared her. That probably like, wait, I'm not ready for that. And he could have gave her an ultimatum. Like, we don't know. Think about
years later.
It doesn't matter.
So look, I gotta drop a plug real quick, right? See, season 2, whoever's new to this podcast, right? Season 2 on all streaming platforms. I have an episode called Relationship versus Marriage. And I speak on this topic exactly. And I say, and I don't want to go too much into it because I want y'all to, you know what I'm saying, being the viewers, to listen to it, soak it up, respond in the comments. But if a woman says she's not ready for a marriage, but she's ready for the relationship, which the marriage is only predicated on how well the relationship is going, she doesn't want to marry you, bro. It don't got nothing to do with being scared. There's no such thing as being scared of being married, because nothing changes when you get married. It's a state of mind, but we're not gonna work. It's a much longer path. The Queen, do you not agree?
I do not agree with you, because the thing. Listen, because I'm a woman. So hold on,
I'm listening.
I said in the beginning, you lose your identity, and you lose your stuff in a relationship or in your children. With marriage and what us women has been taught about marriage, and we can do a whole nother episode when it comes to this. There's probably things about her she wasn't ready to sacrifice yet.
What do you have to sacrifice though?
Which scares you. When you become a wife, there are things that they put on us women that we are supposed to do. I'm not saying it's true. I do not subscribe to anybody else's ideology, whatever the case may be, right? But basically your life stops outside of that. Basically, all you know can be is a wife. Your husband first, your kids. That's it. That's all. She probably still wanted to do other things, got a little bit scared, said, you know what, this ain't for me. I don't want to do this right now. I love you, but I don't want to do this.
What you mean?
There's so many things that be held against us women. Prime example, she can't even just date. Why she out here like that and she married? She knows she should be home. Why she out tonight and she know them kids there? What's going on with this? That's what I'm telling you. It's different.
Young and Mac, please let me respond, right?
Just saying.
So check, bro. I'm telling you, when I wrote that, bro, I beautifully wrote this episode, and I need, if y'all haven't heard it, I need y'all to go listen to it. For the listeners, if you have not heard it, please go listen to it, right? So check this out. The same, and give me an amen if you feel necessary, these same expectations a man would expect in a marriage are housed in a relationship. Mario, why do you say that? Because if you want to be seen as an A student, you have to perform as an A student. If you want to be seen as a wife, you have to be performing currently as a wife. And I'm going to continue, right? We got this thing in the Navy. What do they say, fellas? If you want to be a first class, you need to be doing what? Acting as a fast currently. So again, I say, if you have someone who is not performing as a wife, husbands too. If you have a woman that is not currently performing as a wife, a man will not choose her as his wife. You understand what I'm saying? So let's say you have the prehistoric things a man would want. I want you to be able to cook, clean, iron my clothes, whatever it is, right? If those are your wickets, they can be whatever it is. You're not going to choose a wife, or you shouldn't be choosing a spouse, I'm going to say, but we're talking about the wife. You are not going to choose a wife based off potential. I'm also going to say you should not be choosing a wife based off potential. Why? Because potential doesn't always actualize itself all the time. But you know what does? Actions. They do. So if I'm in a relationship, I do want to live with you. If we're in a relationship and I want you to cook, I do want you to cook for me so you can show me that. If we're in a relationship and I want you to listen to what I have to say and let me lean on your shoulder when I got to talk to you, I'm not going to marry you before I see you can do that. You're about to do it in the relationship. So when you show me that you're wife material, rings coming. So I'm not trying to hear that. That's why all of when people come to me and they're like, she's scared and the expectation. I'm not trying to hear that, because if
it's
you're
easy
currently
for you not to hear that because you're a man and you're speaking from a man perspective. Woo! Excuse me. Pause.
What
You're
has
speaking from a man
no, but listen.
No, I heard
God is
you.
that does nothing.
Loud and clear. There are fears and pre-notions on certain women to why they freeze up and don't want to be married.
What changes from a relationship to a marriage? Please tell me.
It depends. It really did, because sometimes you can marry a man and thought that he was the man, and then you get married and all hell breaks loose. Everybody changes every single day. And I know people who've married people and in relationships with people off potential. And I say, you knew this person didn't do this in the beginning. So I agree with you 100%. Show me this is what you're going to do. But then you got women who play the part to get the ring, get married, and switch it up. So let's just be honest here. There are women who fear marriage just like men fear marriage.
But as a woman, why would you fear? Why would you fear?
I don't fear marriage.
So no, I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you. I'm speaking in general. As a woman, why would a woman fear marriage? Right? Especially if you're supposed to be currently perform. That's if you marry a caveman, of course you're gonna have to worry about your freedom.
I'm telling you the things that is taught to us women and is told to us and certain things what we are supposed to do.
But just because it's taught does not mean it's right.
I agree.
So with the evolution of times and where we are today, just like you gotta, I talked to my daughter about an escape plan from school in case somebody come up there trying to shoot it up. Mm-hmm. My daughter is very well aware of me owning a gun and the things that come with it. Maybe back in the 1992 or whatever, you probably didn't have to have these discussions, but you need to have them now. So I say the same thing with as far as women being taught that, oh, if you get married, you can't go out the house, you can't do this and that, you got to be super submissive to your man and all these things. That was back in the days. Times have changed now. Women are a lot more educated than men. Black women are the highest educated.
I agree. 100%.
Yeah, graduation rate for black women is way surpassing everybody else.
And however, you can have all of that. You can have all of that. You can do all of that. But if you are not performing to what is a standard of the man and what he feels the man and what you think his marriage is, and y'all don't have the conversation of what your grounds of your marriage is going to be, then you will go through that. There are people who have fears. It's really true. You have men. Some men do not commit and will not marry a woman. Not saying she's not a good woman, not saying she doesn't have it and she doesn't perform as a wife. But because he has fear of losing who he is as a person, because he has fear of if I do this, I won't be able to do that, they will not marry a woman.
But that is that's the stigmatism. My bad, Young. Give me a second, bro. That is the stigmatism surrounded around marriage. Too many people put too much emphasis on marriage. I speak on this eloquently, right? The only thing that physically changes with a relationship to a marriage is jewelry. It is the last name being changed, and then the actualization of, you know what I mean, like you've married somebody, and the repercussions if you try and just up and leave this person. What is the foundation? So we built the house, right? The house is the jewelry, the house is the last name change, and the house is the the ramifications if you try to leave that person. What is the foundation? Everything you've built in the relationship. That's why I cannot attach to this notion of people sitting here saying, oh, I'm afraid of whatever changing, or I'm afraid of the new expectations. They should be the same expectations you've already built. If you can live with me already, you can have sex with me already, you can go grocery shopping with me already, you can pay bills with me already, you can be loyal to me already, you can talk to me about all your problems, you can rely on me, you can borrow money from me, you can do all that stuff in the relationship. What changes when you grab my last name and put on a ring? Absolutely nothing. And that's why, just because we were taught it, Queen, it doesn't mean it's right. Y'all got to get past 2022. It's 2022, y'all.
You're preaching to the choir. You're preaching to the choir.
You got a point, man. I think it's the same thing you're talking about is like what we was talking about earlier, dealing with the men versus, black men versus black women situation, or just relationships as a whole. I don't even think it's just black on black. This is for everybody when it comes down to it. It's people's trust have been messed up, man, over the years, man. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people just don't, no matter what you've been doing with this person on and off, past traumas or past stuff that you've seen, and maybe your circles that you're dealing with, create those things. Don't get me wrong. Like, I got a majority of my crew cheaters. My wife hates it. All the motherfuckers cheat. Every last one of them cheat. You get what I'm saying? And they married. That's what it is. She was like, I was like, you know what? I've done it though. Like I said, I had those 5 years and 6 years. I ain't shit of them. I don't even have time for it. I don't want to. It's too much work, in my opinion now.
Big facts.
You get what I'm saying? So that being said, and like you said, dealing with those ramifications, everything that comes along with it, if you was to try to break this thing off, why even risk that? You know, in my opinion, the risk and the reward aren't exactly the same. They don't equalize. But you got a point, man. I don't think nothing changed. The relationship is totally the foundation of what you mean. Me and my wife lived together for like two and a half, going on 3 years before we finally got married. We had done everything. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put it like this. I'm about to throw a whole monkey wrench. My wife picked my house while we was overseas, bro. Well, I was overseas. We weren't even dating, bro. We hadn't even made ourselves official. We weren't official till we fucking moved in.
Come on.
And I mean, that's just where we at now. Don't get me wrong. She gave me them same things. You know, she was like, all right, we get married on this day. Like, when we gonna get married? She was sitting there in my fucking ear like a little fly that keep right there on your ear. But I mean, finally, I was just like, honestly, I don't believe in marriage. Like, I didn't believe in marriage 100% because I've seen a lot of failed marriages and, like, say, past traumas. And I know these people that's doing it. I'm like, why put myself through that? But at the end of the day, I just look at it. If I could sit here and tell this woman to her face, like, I'm not going nowhere, why not just put the ring, bro? Like, it just, like, let's just do it.
Hey, I'm gonna pause you right there. Great point, bro. Because that is the biggest thing about marriage. It is security, bro. That is it. It is security for both parties, majority of the time legally for the woman, because you're not just gonna up and leave me and put me in a situation. What if you try to do that, Young? What is there granted? Alimony. Bro, you cannot uproot somebody, get them used to a different lifestyle because we got upset at each other. You know what? Go your way, bro, because you got options. You got the what is that thing called where what's that? Somebody help me out. What's that thing called where you get married and you take what you have, I take what I have.
A prenup.
Prenup. There it is.
You come in with you leave what you came in with.
Exactly. There are controls in place, bro. Marriage is about security. That is it. And look, we can stay on this topic and ride
marriage
it out.
Marriage is a business transaction, bro. Let's just get it like that. At the end of the day, at this point, today's world, marriage is a business transaction. It's just legal documentation that you belong to me, I belong to you, and our shit is together at the end of the day. You get what I'm saying? If you choose to leave, half my shit yours. You know what I'm saying? Half your shit is mine. If she choose to leave, half her shit mine. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
No big
fact. But this is what I gotta say. Let me add this. But like, I understand you're talking about the marriage and all that. Like, how Queen said, it's like changing up who you are. I mean, my thing is, I thought with like in relationships and marriage, I thought like you have to sacrifice some things. Like, not saying change up exactly who you are, but it's gonna come with sacrifice.
Bro, you ain't got to sacrifice. Bro, I've been married.
No, I'm talking about, what you mean?
Bro, look.
When I say something like compromise and shit like that, so you can't compromise?
Bro, look, I did an episode on compromising too. Compromising is a word that people use wrong all the time.
I'm asking. That's why I'm asking you,
bro,
doctor.
That's what I was about to say. That's why you got the good doctor with you, bro.
Okay,
check this out.
I'm trying to give clarity.
Bro, life is about compromising. First off, let's define compromise. If you say you compromise or something, that think about it, bro. You're in the intelligence community. If your database or if your whatever has been compromised, does that sound like it's a good thing?
Oh, hell no, that's a bad day. Somebody going to jail or somebody dying.
Come on, bro. We talking to somebody right now, bro, who is using compromise the wrong way. Compromise meaning conceding in thought or in feeling yours for the sake of something else. So if somebody sit here and say, man, me and my wife, we compromise all the time. We compromise all the time. Bro, you're not coming. That doesn't mean we're coming. Bro. Come on, bro. Come on, Young. That's exactly what it means. Tell them, bro, somebody's giving up in the way they think in order to appease the other person. That's what compromise means.
And that's all marriage comes down
to. So how do you meet on the 50 then?
Bro, check me out.
Ain't no 50, bro. No. Not for you. I'm gonna just be real. In marriage thing, them women win, bro. Because women have something that we don't get. Men don't like to argue a lot. Women have no problem approaching situations and keep going back at that same situation 1,000 times. Men like to talk about it, get that shit over with, and move on to the next. So That being said, you know what I'm saying? Compromise, you usually on that losing end. Ain't no 50-50. It's like a 60-40, 70-30 situation, dog.
I take the grass.
But that being said, man, like I can't, I can just speak on my relationship, man. Me and her talking about losing yourself. Like, I know who I was before I met her. But I was in the streets, bro. So that being said, me having to sit down, I can stand here and say just like that, God has talked about losing yourself. I had to figure out what's my next step, bro, in a way. You know what I'm saying? To be a husband in this serious type of relationship. I had 3 years. Like, I had to meet all these new friends. I started hanging out with different groups of folks and doing all the things. But is this really what I want to do? Because the streets was embedded. You know what I'm saying? The streets was embedded in me, bro. So now it's like, okay, I'm just gonna be a loner in a way. Sometimes I go out here and there, but you do change up your personality and what you do on your day-to-day changes a lot, bro. So I can get how God is talking about losing yourself in a marriage, being with somebody else, because at that point, the relationship changes everything about you in a way, depending on how fast it happens, what you're doing.
Bro, check me out, Mac. I'm gonna let you go, right? And I want Goddess to say something. And look, I'm gonna have to X out 2 of our other questions to get to our last one, and then get to our last segment, because I don't want to take up y'all entire time, even though this is a really good conversation, right? But here's the thing, right? What Young is saying is 100% correct. However, I will never promote anybody to lose themselves for the sake of someone else, right? So here's the thing. So marriage isn't about compromising, and I've been married for a long time, bro. So marriage is about compromising, and I mean, not compromising. Marriage is not about compromising, and marriage is not about sacrifice. Marriage is about balance, bro. It is about balance. Now, here's the crazy thing. On one side of the scale, you can have an elephant, and then on the other side, you can have a couple bricks of gold or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Bro, one can be bigger than the other as long as you have balance. And that goes with what Young was saying. Bro, I can name plenty of times when I had to just let it go, bro. I had to just let it go. Bro. Mac, I had to let it go. Bro, the judge said I was right. The jury said I was right. The prosecutor, all them said I was right, Mac. But I had to let it go, bro. It's about
that logic out the window, bro.
Bro, you see what I'm saying? But in the same sense, I'm not losing who I am. I'm just choosing my battle. So anybody out there who thinks in a marriage, you have to lose yourself, you got to always defer to your wife and yada, 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 or your husband. That's not true. You just need to choose your battles, and you need balance, bro. That is it. You see what I'm saying? So
just real quick.
Go ahead.
Real quick. All I gotta say is, on top of what he's saying, them few fight, like them, say for instance, you lose 3, when it's something that you're real passionate about, just push for it harder, because it's like receipts, bro. Just count them receipts a little bit, and you're gonna get what you want to eat. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna use that example, bro. Just save on to them few little losses you take, and that's your ammunition for the next thing that you really, really want, bro.
No, big facts. Look, I'm gonna go ahead and cut, like I said, them other 2 questions, and I'm gonna ask this last one, right? Actually, let me see which one I want to ask. Let me see, because we've been talking about it, and this first off, I'm gonna say this episode is going completely according to plan. I wanted to have sprinkles of Lori in there, but I wanted a real conversation based around it, so it happened perfectly. So I'm deciding on if I want to end. All right, so we're gonna do both questions, but we're gonna keep it short. All right, so last one: is there a proper way to leave somebody? And I want you to keep it short. Is there a proper way to leave someone, regardless of how it ended? And because I see you on my screen, Mac, answer the question.
I mean, yeah, if you can communicate it officially, or however you know there's gonna be the safety and healthy way to do it. It might be via text message, it might be phone call, it might be in person. Just give them a heads up. Don't just ghost them. That's fuck shit to me.
So Young, I ask you, bro, is there a proper way to leave someone, regardless of how it ended?
Yeah, same thing, bro. It depends on however y'all communicate. If you can talk to that person in any other manner, just talk to them that way. If it's about, like you say, text message in person, preferably in person, but if you can't, just do it however you can, man. Don't just ghost.
Big facts. And the Goddess, I ask you, and I want to add just a tad more clarity on it. Actually, no, I don't. Is there a proper way to leave someone regardless of how it ended?
Regardless of how it ended, no.
So you can just leave them however you see fit. There's no like guidelines.
It depends on how it ends. Because you said regardless. So when you say regardless,
yeah.
when you say regardless, this could be an abusive relationship and the person has to get out and they have to leave.
What if they cheated?
And it's not safe. Well, you know, cheating for some people, they stay. That's not a deal breaker for some people. Right? So if you're cheating and it's a deal breaker for me, this is what we're gonna say. Check this out. This ain't it. I don't know what you thought this was, what we was gonna do, how it was gonna happen. Got you. Like, all right, it's over. Like, yes, have a conversation. Don't text nobody. That is coward. That is pussy.
I agree it is. But just like how you said with the abusiveness, that person might be crazy and want to bash your head in when you tell them in person.
When that happens, no communication. Period.
It's still a proper way to leave that motherfucker regardless.
All I'm saying is you gotta give somebody 2 weeks notice or what? You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, you don't get no 2 weeks notice. I mean, y'all living together. All right, take that back. You got houses together, you living together, things like that. Then yes, there's a proper way of leaving if it ain't an abusive situation. Let's just say that.
Okay. Okay.
But
I agree with that. I feel what you're saying.
The other stuff, we gotta move out. We got stuff we gotta split up. We got this lease for this amount of time. How we gonna move forward? Are we gonna be 2 ships in the night? Are we gonna work through the issue? You know, but yeah, communication is always the key. But don't text me. That's some fuck shit.
I agree.
Hey,
I've had that happen though. I got a 4-page text as a breakup while I was out to sea.
That's a common occurrence, my brother.
I know this called Dear John letter. I know.
So look, check me out, right? We're gonna end that segment with this last question again. Let's get straight to the point, answer the question, and then we're gonna go to this last segment. I think it's a light way to end it, right? So the last question is, what is the reason do you believe she left MBJ? And I'm gonna go with my boy Young first. Answer that question for me, bro.
I mean, that boy a heavyweight, man. I watched some of his interviews and stuff like that, and he's pretty serious about everything that he does. And I think he's one of those guys that dates with a purpose, man. He's been around for a long. You haven't heard much news. So for him to come out and admit that we're dating and we're in a serious relationship and make that a public thing, I think he was real serious about it. So his next step was a big step. I just don't think she might have not been ready for it at that time. So it's time to move on.
Now that was solid, bro. Matt, go ahead and tell me, bro, why do you think she left MBJ Michael B. Jordan?
She just wanted to ride away right now. He hot right now. I mean, so just ride it. Ride's good, but you know, when you got to think about it, you got to be with somebody every day, second for second, minute for minute, hour for hour. Like, oh shit, I'm having a good time with you, but I ain't ready to give up. Won't live my best life. Nah, you cool and everything, bro. But nah, this ain't what's popping.
Nah, I feel you, bro. Goddess, tell me, why do you think Lori Harvey decided to leave Michael B. Jordan?
Wow, who said she left him?
She took his pictures off. Well, I see what you mean. I mean, I'm saying she took my dog pictures off.
She took them down. And here's my argument to that. What the hell did you do? Why take your pictures down? You did some shit. I'm telling you. That's what I'm thinking. We got to look at it on both sides of the field now. We don't know if she left him or he did some fuck. If she did leave him, why did she leave him? That's one. And two, maybe he left her.
I'm gonna tell you how serious it is. Them ones even confirmed in a relationship on Google, dog. If I'm looking up Michael B. Jordan Creed 2, and they confirmed 2022 to 2020 to 2022. That's how serious it is. So that's a lot, man. That's a weight, like I said. And when they started dating, he was at the top of his game. I'm thinking it's a marketing scheme, bro. She got with him to market herself and make herself and let her pop. She was already popping already. Got with him. He coming off that Creed 2 money, that Black Panther money, and he hot on what he doing right there. He getting paid.
Hold on, nope. We gotta end it. We gotta end that one, y'all. It's cool. It's cool. So look, I want to move to this next segment, right? So I'm gonna start doing this because the stuff I thought about in relation to whatever, there's still validity to it, but this segment is called Childish Questions, right? They are very childish questions. However, they still got some validity. So again, Matt, because I see you first first childish question. I only got 3. First childish question. Remember, I need you to land you. I need you to get on the plane. I need you to go up and I need you to land it. All right. So the question is, when it comes to a first date, who should pay?
I would say the man or whoever invite the person. Whoever invite the person on the date.
You say whoever invite the person on the date.
Yeah. It's like if I ask you out, I should pay. She ask me out, she should pay.
Roger that. Hey, Young. When it comes to a first date, who should pay?
I think I'm going with Max said, man. Whoever invited him away. But majority of the time, the man's gonna insist to pay a little bit.
All right. So with that, I'm gonna ask this piece, and I still want to keep it short. If that's the case, whoever invited who, isn't it typically normal for a man? And let me not use normal, right? Which more often occurs? Is it the man asking, or what's the word? Pursuing the woman, or is the woman pursuing the man? Which one would you say?
It's usually the man pursuing the woman. My wife paid for our first date.
So what's most likely going to happen if the man is the one pursuing the woman? Who's going to end up paying?
We are.
All right. So now I'm gonna go ahead and toss it to you guys. When it comes to a first date, who should pay?
I agree. Whoever asks who, but I've paid for first dates before, so I mean, just depends.
Turn up, baby. Hey, the round of applause for the queen.
It do. It really do depends. And if the woman, not girl, is really feeling the guy, right, and the vibe is fine, he could get up and go to the bathroom. She paid the tab already, or she be like, "No, I got it, and already did it." The guy gonna call you bluff first, like, "Are you serious?" To see if he really did it. So it just depends on what the chemistry was. Now, if the chemistry is trash, right, I still probably pay the date. Like, okay, this was all right. Thank you. I'm going to let you know right away. We ain't even going to play them games. But I did invite you out. I paid for it. Good night. Vice versa. You understand? Sometimes it's okay to cut things. So it depends.
Yeah.
So look, here's my thing, right? I don't do the who invited who, right? I mean, first off, I've been out of the whole dating things for a long time. But I just... And I feel it's just because it's customary. That is it, right? Only because it's customary. I am going to pay for the first date just because, right? It's just what you do. You know what I'm saying? You go out, you just pay for it. First off, I'm not hurting for it. You know what I'm saying? Now, like Young said, and then like the guy that said, if you pay for it, if the woman decides to pay for it, I appreciate that. You see what I'm saying? Thank you for breaking the norm for me. You see what I'm saying? But I'm not about to be sitting here. If she invites me sitting at the table holding my wallet like this, because I'm like, you invited me. You know what I'm saying? But that's the short end for me, right? So on this one, the next childish question, right, is, and I'm gonna start with my boy Young. Who communicates better, men or women? Answer the question and tell me why.
Man, women, man. Dudes ain't got time to be talking about that shit they want to talk about, man. Women can tell you about their day. They want to tell you about a backstory of what that story was about.
I'm talking about effective communication, bro. Effective communication.
I gotta take the brothers, man, because brothers try to get straight to the point. Women got a whole backstory to talk about whatever their problem is. We want to get straight to this is what I'm talking about, and let's fix this problem and we'll go to the next. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Women are like 1, 5, 3, 2, 1. You know what I'm
saying? Hey, Petey Mack, who's a better communicator, men or women? Tell me why.
I'm gonna say I don't feel like it's either, because when you communicate to somebody, they supposed to get the point. Like Young was saying, we straight to the point. Sometimes the woman like, I don't understand what you mean. God damn it, I put it straight on the plane for you. I don't know how any other way to shoot it straight to you. How are you not getting this? So I feel like it's me. There's got to be something wrong with the mess. I had to put that motherfucker on the plane, and you ain't getting it. Like Young said, they'll take your ass all the way around the world. Just get down the street.
Bro, this is a loaded question, bro.
It's so is, bro.
Hey, Goddess, who is a more efficient or a better? I'm gonna stick with efficient. Who's a more efficient communicator, men or women? And tell me why.
I can't say who. I will just say it's the individual, because men sometimes you saying straight to the point that you want to share, but that doesn't mean you communicate it effectively. Sometimes people, like you had said earlier, people use words and other people think it means other things. So for me, is it always be, what do you mean by that? Or what does that look like for you? It isn't because I'm asking for something else, it's asking for clear understanding. Because I can believe that you meant something else, that word meant something else, but that's not what it meant. So that means I didn't hear you at all. I didn't comprehend what the hell you were saying, and vice versa. I heard you. You told me already that time. Da, 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 da. But you heard me, but you did not comprehend me. Because again, people use words or they think words mean something else. And you went off what you thought it was without getting clarification of what I meant. So I've learned to start asking, what does that look like? And what does that mean for you? Some people get annoyed, but it is what it is.
Look, you will never be wrong for seeking clarity. You will never be wrong for that. Because remember, I base my podcast on that, I base my life on it, and I base all communications on it. So the second I see we're not headed in the same goal, that's it for me. I'll be okay with ending that conversation. To answer the question as far as more efficient, right? I'm going to have to answer and say, all right, so look, I'm going to side with the goddess a little bit. But if I have to answer the question, which I am, I'm going to say men, right? And the only reason is because I'm going to base it off my past experiences and I'm going to base it on myself. When I talk to you about something, if I need to ask you something, if I need to do whatever, matter of fact, me and you got off into a bad start, but I remember when I first wrote you, when we first met each other, I came straight to her and I was just like, yo, when are we going to do this? And blah, 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 blah. And getting straight to the point, right? Goddess said, we're not going to start the conversation with yo. You know what I'm saying? Bro, back me all the way up. But again, I'm getting straight to the point because I needed something from her. We need to complete something. But anyway, long story short, so I don't get on my soapbox because we got one more question. I only feel men are the more effective communicators because a lot of times, like Young said, we're not about to take you on the scenic route to get to our point. We're going to take you straight to it. If he, she, or whoever it is so shall need additional information, we may reluctantly, or we may just directly give it to you. So last question. This one's going to the goddess first, right? Who should shoulder the majority of the financial responsibilities in the household?
Oh my God.
Oh, that's a loaded question.
Trying to start a fight, boy.
Yeah, you finna burn this motherfucker down.
I'm trying to.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest. It depends. It depends who really is the financial, who makes the more money, who makes the most. I'm gonna say that.
Okay.
Well, damn.
All right. So hold on. Before we move on, are you fine with that, or do you want to add a little? If anything, not a lot, but if you want to add anything, you can. If not, it is perfectly fine where it is.
No, I'm gonna add something to it, meaning because other people have different strong suits, right? And you may be more beneficial in the marriage or in the relationship. Your standard, the balance, whatever you were saying earlier, you provide other things, but I make more money than you. I cannot expect for you to pay the mortgage, and the mortgage is all you make if I married you, if that's what we got going on. I'm just saying, you don't have anything else, and I have all this money. That's just me. That's just my me. I think that's fair. Who makes it?
I like it.
I appreciate it. Look, I'm gonna hold my response for what you said until the end. I'm gonna do it with everybody. Young, you next up on my screen. Who should shoulder the majority of the financial responsibilities in the household? And tell me a quick why.
I'm a down south country dude, man. A dude where I come from, man, usually pays the majority of the bills when it comes down to it. Or the larger sum at the end of the day. That's just how it comes from. Like, my wife makes more than me, but I pay the majority of the bills.
Understood, my brother. And I'm gonna finish this thing up with my boy Petey Mack. Who should be shouldering the majority of the responsibilities in the household, the man or the woman? Go ahead.
Well, like Young said, we Mississippi boys. That's how we was raised. You're supposed to be a provider for your family. You're supposed to take care of things. I think, like I said, I feel like, and I ain't never been married, but I'm just saying, for what I seen, the man should take care of like majority of it. But I feel like the woman should just do her stuff. Should just be for her personal expenses, or if you need help, she can be like, babe, I'm gonna help you out on this, because I do want a woman making money, because we just got out of a fucking recession not too long ago. So you can lose your job. You're gonna need her there as a safety net. Shit happens. But it's on me to shoulder all that shit to take care of her, because like I'm talking about, I'm the man, I'm the head of the household, but I ain't, providing for real. That's just my view. Because you looking like, I don't know.
No. I'm only turning because obviously I have a differing opinion. I don't ever judge any man on how to run their house. No.
I ain't saying you judge, but I just say like, we want for the count of this. Because I see it in your face.
Because look, so Because here's the thing, bro, right? So Mario answered the question, who should shoulder the majority of the financial responsibilities in the household? My answer is the exact same as the goddess, right? Because here's my thing, bro. What is the primary goal of your household, of your marriage? It is the uplifting, it is the upholding, it is the well-being of the household, bro. It ain't about who's the provider of whatever. Now, don't get me wrong. Head of the household is defined differently to financial. You go and ask whoever out in the street, what does the head of the household mean? They're going to say something financially driven, right? But anyway, so I don't want to stay on my soapbox. But long story short, I feel whoever is more financially suitable to take care of it should be doing it. There ain't no way my wife about to be making more than me. And like the guy that said, I make just enough to pay the mortgage and whatever other big responsibility, but I pay it just because I'm the man. That's trash. That means you're more focused on the aesthetics of the situation versus what's actually going on in the bones of the relationship. Take care of that mortgage, bro, because I could be the leader in other assets, or aspects as far as the male rearing of the children or that male presence in the household. Or I could be better at budgeting, even though I don't make that much. Just because I don't make it don't mean I don't know how to manage it. So anyway, to answer the question and to land it, whoever is more financially suitable to take that responsibility. Or in you all's case, like you said, remember, I'm the same guy that says I'm gonna pay for dinner and no matter what. I know dinner and paying mortgage are two completely different things, but you get what I'm saying. So I don't knock anything of what you all had to say. But anyway, look, man, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. I appreciate y'all taking the time to come and give me, this hour and a half, however long it's been. Man, look, this was a great conversation. And just to plug it for us and anybody else listening, that Ain't Shitness episode is 100% on the clock. It is coming, man. But look, again, I want to thank y'all. If y'all got anything y'all want to get out before we wrap this thing up, Young, go ahead and bring us home first. What you got, man?
Man, I just like to say I appreciate, man, you doing this podcast as a whole and you having us here today, man, for this conversation. Definitely enlightened, definitely a lot of, thought-provoking, phrases, things being said, man. So just thanks for having me here, man. I enjoyed it.
I appreciate you, my brother. Petey, Matt, what you got for us, bro?
Oh man, I'm glad you just invited me back. Glad to be in your presence once more. It's been a minute, bro. Like I said, if y'all want to get in contact with your boy, y'all can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Same things, Petey Mac 10. It's PETEYMAC10. Look out for my two podcasts coming. One's called The Great Unknowns. The other one's called Pete McCorvey's Porch Talk. I love my time here because y'all older, you two brothers are married, so y'all taught me a lot about marriage. The guys that taught me a lot about the female perspective, the mature female perspective. Mm-hmm. So I always treasure any seeds of knowledge I get from anybody who's more knowledgeable about me on anything. So I learned from each and every one of y'all today.
Hey, I appreciate that, bro. And I know everybody else does too. The goddess, please bring us home.
I just want to say thank you, King, so much. Glad to meet y'all. I'm coming through whenever you need me, so just let me know if I can make it. I'm going to be there. And thank you guys for giving me your perspective and making me look at things the other way and being respectable with it, to agree to disagree. So with that being said, I'm glad I was able to spark some things into your mind, because that's the whole point of us having conversations. I've learned things from each and every one of you. And she's not a hoe. Let's make that clear. She's just dating. And I'm literally pointing at the screen my child, she's not a hoe. She's just running the streets, okay?
I ain't saying shit. Look, I said she in the street. Like I said, I run the streets sometimes. I ain't saying she in the street, she in the streets. Because I'm going to meet her in the streets.
Man, here we go.
Nobody say.
Hey, but look, y'all, we're going to wrap this thing up. I appreciate y'all. Remember, everybody's links and social media handles will be in the description. Y'all take it easy.